Well, good morning, top of the morning. So we're just going to show you this real quick. Sorry, this has probably limited appeal, but that's okay. So on the Quadra, there's actually a TTL port in here. So if you pop the bottom, and that entails, there are 4 little rubber feet, and the screws are under the rubber feet, so you got to kind of peel the, just peel these rubber feet off, and then there are 4 screws, and you take that up. And then over in the corner is a bare place for a little on 10th inch center header, and you'll have to take the circuit board up to solder onto that, and it's reasonably small, but it's not impossible to solder. Use your best techniques. And I put this on backwards because what I'm going to do is cut a tiny hole in the bottom, like right here, and then I can access that. You could just wire the wires directly. I just put that header on there to make it easy to take on and off. So the pins toward the back first is ground, and then transmit and receive, and the one on the very end here is what I call B+. It's actually 3.3 volts. You probably could leave that one off unless you're trying to power something. I'm not sure how stout the Quadra's internal power supply is, but I bet if you shorted it accidentally, bad things would happen. So to get the console out to the real world, you just run 3 wires over, and then I ran it into this FTDI converter from TTL to USB. On this one, there's a jumper or switch that sets it between 5 and 3.3. Originally I had it set at 5. It didn't seem to make a lot of difference, but you might want to be careful doing that. You probably ought to just set it at the 3.3. If you need to verify for this for yourself, you can hook your voltmeter to the ground on the shell there and just touch this point here, and you should have 3.3. The serial cable just goes over end your USB cable and plug it in to your laptop, whatever you're using. You should get a gonk. You might have to use the device function to figure out what serial port this is. Mine, it's COM3, and the baud rate is 115200. I think that's about as fast as it goes. So you hit open, and so yeah, that's come up. If you reboot the machine, there's some diagnostic or boot information that goes by. That might help you troubleshoot something if you need to. And about 7 seconds right here, there's a kind of a weird pause, at least on my machine with my OS. I'm not sure what it's doing. It says mounting the kernel. It might take a bit. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, so the login here is just a root password. And let's see if we can get an old tube radio up here. We can go through it in about 15 seconds flat, but typing on computers, not so much. So there you go. There's no graphical or X Windows interface here. It's just raw console, but certain commands like btop will run just fine here. You can see it chuffing away. And you know, I don't know, like the dmessage command, if you want to see what the machine did when it loaded, that would work just fine. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. Have a groovy day. Take it easy.